everybody. And you just watched the moon tourism.
Yes, I watched moon tourism meme. Ooh.
Well, everybody just watched it because it's how this is gonna start.
Hey.
Even before you say hello.
Oh no.
Poor Kraus.
Poor Kraus. But you know, he dug himself into this hole, so he has to get himself out.
Yeah, well, they're all gonna die anyway, so who cares?
Yeah. Who cares?
Every episode's gonna start with a meme now. It's gonna be a meme.
Start with a meme?
Every episode. This is gonna be the meme show.
Oh, happy day.
Oh, yes, the next episode's gonna be a Happy Days meme, yes.
Happy Days meme. Little dinosaur.
Mm-hmm. What dinosaur? What?
I fucking remember there being a dinosaur or some shit.
In Happy Days?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Maybe not.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Alright.
That's the one with Fonzie, and he's all like, "Hey."
Oh, that one. It's a jukebox. Nothing personal, kid.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
Yep. Ready to read. Right now?
Oh yeah.
This road garden is really a masterpiece.
Road
Gardens. Yeah, it's gotten even more awesome than it was 6 years ago. You're so lucky to have this as your yard.
Oh, everybody's here. Okay, so we're on the
first
right
day.
now we're catching up. We're catching up to where the game already is. Yeah, because the witches have been playing the game without us. So
damn
What
witches!
they played.
Yeah. Are you kidding? For me, it just makes it a longer walk to the harbor, and that's a real pain. Haha, that's pretty luxurious, Worry. Getting to say hi to the roses every morning must be awesome. You must get laid after saying hi to so many roses. Maria's dumb.
I don't say hi to roses.
You know who does say hi to roses?
Maria.
Yeah, because she's dumb. Shame
about Angie, though.
Shame. What the fuck? Shame about Angie, though. I hear her stomach gets upset easily, right? Apparently, it's probably her intestines that are weak. She's almost always got the runs. Ooh, you shouldn't say something like that about a lady. Sorry about that. Yeah, I forgot. Nothing comes out of a girl's butt but marshmallows, right? So Angie got sick and the marshmallows turned into syrup. Ew. Ew. Okay, that's really way over the line. And she hits Battler.
No, no. Whoa, Battler is gone.
Whoa.
George and Jessica swam the knee and a fist right into either side of Battler's gut. Whack. Smack. Thud. They both hit him. The smack thud was probably the sound made when his knees hit the ground as he fell over.
They're just beating Battler up in the middle of the day.
Well, Rosa does it to Maria, so, well...
right.
Normally, Battler possessed the good sense you'd expect of an 18-year-old man. He's 18. I remember we were talking about how old he was last time, but I guess he's 18.
I guess he's 18 years old.
Not 17.
Oh, no.
However, it seemed that his reunion had brought him back to the mental age he'd been 6 years ago. And bit by bit, Jessica and George realized they were also returning to the way that they'd been back then, which means that 6 years before this, he was 12. He committed this sin when he was 12 that caused everyone
12 years old. 12 years old boy.
Natsui gazed at this charming chat through an open window in the hall.
Madam, Grouse is searching for you.
I'll go in just a bit. It isn't even lunchtime yet, and I'm already tired. Just a few moments ago, the sparks had already been started flying between them and Ava's group. The others had pounded on Klaus and Natsui over and over to get Kinzo out of his study. Apparently, they hadn't been fully twicked at last year's family conference after all. There are no problems with Father, right?
Correct. Leave it to me. Shannon and Cannon are also fully prepared to handle today's arrangements.
Kumasawa is a good liar, so I'm not worried about her, but I am a little concerned about Dr. Nanjo. I get the feeling he's bad at hiding things.
Leave that to me. I intend to support Dr. Nanjo from nearby as much as possible.
It's so reassuring to have you there. It truly does help a lot. Without your strength, we wouldn't be able to succeed.
I am honored by your words.
Don't worry. The closed room barrier on the study is perfect. As long as the barrier remains unbroken, no one will be able to expose Kinto's secret. Yes, I understand. Still, you heard that conversation in the parlor just now, didn't you? Indeed. It seems that some considerable suspicions were aroused last year. The terrible toxin has accumulated and is being spread all around. It seems this year's conference really will be crucial. We might be able to overcome this year somehow, but there is such a thing as pushing our luck. It's probably best to assume that next year won't be manageable. With this much of the magic-resisting toxin filling up the place, it will probably be difficult to preserve Lord Goldsmith's magic for yet another family conference. Who are you? Oh. No need to be surprised. This man serves as my head furniture. Greetings, Madam Natsui. My name is Ronove. It is a pleasure to meet you. This man's reliable. He's also helping to protect the closed room barrier. Is that so? I am Ushiro Natsui. I thank you for your cooperation. Of course, madam. I will be aiding you from the magic world. Please rely on me. Oh, fuck. What does that sound like? I think you told me to give her like a soft voice.
I think so.
Been in it in so long.
I know.
Jesus. In that case, I guess I'll introduce myself next. Hi, Riche. Long time no see. Ah, Gap. I'm glad to see you're here as well. Well, I only came to have some fun. If you need an extra hand, let me know. Nice to meet you, madam. This is the first time I've said hello, but I'm always right by anyone's side. Gap here is quite the prankster. Remember that headache medicine you dropped on the floor of your room and lost as you were getting dressed? Gap was the one behind that. Whenever you set something small down somewhere but can't find it later, it's always a good idea to suspect it's one of her pranks. Right, Mike?
Nah. This is just a fucking fantasy.
Long ago, she used to tease me all the time. Is that so? In any event, this is the Ushiromiya Mansion. As long as you are here, you will obey us. You understand, correct? Of course. We understand. Think of me as a Genji of the magic world, and give me orders whenever you wish. And even I know how a guest is supposed to act. I won't let the landlord lose face. You can count on Ronove and Gop. However, the magic world and the human world are two different sides of the same coin. I understand. Of course, I will do all I can in the human world. Let's work together and protect Father's secret. Indeed. Like the website.
The website?
Indeed.
This happens every time. Look like we won't get anywhere until the next day.
Well, sure, October 4th is like a prep turn for me. If you don't feel like doing anything, why don't you just sit around until October 5th? I'll call you after the first 6 die.
Of course, that was an incredibly irritating way to put it. The fight won't start until the crime occurs. However, waiting for the crimes to start would mean turning a blind eye towards the murders of the first Twilight. In other words, it would be the same as being content with the fact that 6 people would die. Did you know? They say that in chess, the player who moves first is twice as likely to win.
Although that can change as the tactics of the match progress, don't they say the second player has a much better chance at a draw?
Even I know the phrase, the first strike wins. So what are you trying to say?
Poof. This is why you're so incompetent.
Seriously? Are you listening, Battler? There do exist puzzles that can be solved, even on October 4th. Know which one I mean?
You don't mean no, but...
Wow, watch and see. Battler the incompetent.
I have a general idea what these witches are talking about. I've tried solving it several times myself in the past, but I still haven't found anything resembling an answer. On the contrary, I still can't even understand why that puzzle exists. That's right, the reason exists. Why did Beato prepare a puzzle like this in the first place? We all discussed it together from time to time in past games. However, I've started to avoid thinking about it, under the assumption that there's no point in trying to solve a riddle that can't be solved. This time I should change my viewpoint. I shouldn't just focus on the surface level stuff, like the truth of the riddle and how to solve it. What's more important is why that riddle was set up in the first place and displayed for us to see. That's what I should be thinking about. And the one proposing the riddle is Beatrice. Even if I can't solve it, I should be able to try and figure out what Beato was thinking when she showed it to us. Okay, this time I'm spinning the chessboard around. The witches keep calling me incompetent. Let them laugh. They aren't my enemies. I'm continuing our match, Beato.
Oh, looks like it's finally started raining.
Dang, wish the only downpour was the one inside my heart.
The people in the powwow noticed the raindrops that were starting to drip down the window. Now we have nowhere to run until the family conference ends.
The same thing goes for Nissan. I won't let them escape. You can be sure of that. The cards we're holding aren't bad. Nissan's just bluffing. I'll make certain he surrenders.
Well, there's more to a deal than making your opponent lose. You've got to get a pitfall ready, praise them a bit, and convince them to stand on it of their own accord.
Hideyoshi's right. We pressed them a bit too hard last time, Ava.
That was perfectly reasonable considering it was Nissan we're dealing with. Looks like Rose is falling asleep. That's sleeping.
Stupid.
Yeah.
She was complaining about how early she woke up this morning to beat up Maria.
Oh,
before
God.
she came down. Well, guess there's nothing wrong with taking a nap.
There's a chance we might be forced to spend all night on this. Getting a nap in now is probably a smart idea.
Oh, I guess it was smart.
I guess.
Out of consideration for Woza, who'd fallen asleep on the sofa, the others quietly left the parlor.
See ya.
And then Beatrice appeared!
Oh, God!
Unaware of this, Woza swept. After telling Maria to just stay where she was after that tantrum over not being able to find her woes, Woza swept, unaware that the rain had started to fall. The rain poured down as though it had been saving up for this moment. Of course, Maria noticed that the rain had started falling and was soaking her to the bone. However, that just made her even more stubborn. Unable to find the poor, slightly unhealthy woes that she herself had marked, she just couldn't stand having that search be interrupted by something like the rain. So the more the rain fell on Maria, the more stubborn she grew, as she wandered through the rose beds. And as she did, from behind Maria's back came a patter-patter. Goat man, come out and eat
Goat
her.
man, no!
The sound of approaching footsteps. Then the footsteps landed in a puddle, making a small splashing sound that Maria finally heard. However, even the slight distraction of that sound irritated her, and Maria ignored it. Hello?
Ooh.
Maria turned around, bewildered. After all, that voice was one she didn't recognize at all. On the sealed off Wakanjima, that voice belonged to no person she knew. Achievement unlocked! You are not alone!
Whoa!
Oh,
Damn.
I know who that was. I know who that was.
I know, because you read this before.
Yeah, well...
Is it the
I
insert?
haven't read this stuff in a long time, actually.
Is it the self-insert character?
The what?
The self-insert character?
The self-insert character.
Yeah, of the blue-haired girl.
Yeah, it's a blue-haired girl. It's the character who you gave the gangster voice to.
Right, yeah.
Kraus, madam, I was looking for you. Something important has come up.
Klaus and Natsui had been privately discussing what should be done next in a deserted corridor on the 3rd floor. Genji had searched everywhere for them.
Well, Daisy, it must be something urgent than a few sheets getting soaked in the rain.
What is it? Has some sort of blunder been made?
A short while ago, someone arrived at the mansion, claiming to have drifted here after an accident at sea.
That's fucking retarded.
Klaus and Natsui couldn't help but go wide-eyed and stare at each other. This was the first time they'd ever heard of someone coming to this island uninvited.
Someone drifted here? Is that true? The poor thing. Treat this person politely, like a guest. What are they doing now?
Dr. Nanjo is performing an examination. He hasn't finished yet, but from what I could tell by looking, the drifter seemed tired but uninjured.
Thank goodness, Natsui and I are having an important conversation right now. When it's over, we will go check on this person. Please tell this drifter we want them to feel at home.
Certainly.
When Genji bowed deeply and started to leave, Natsui called him to a stop. Genji stopped walking, and Natsui jogged up to him. Genji, is this a drifter? A man?
No. She is a young woman about the same age as Milady.
A woman? I see. Very well. Back to your work.
Slave?
Servant.
Servant, right, yeah. I guess that's another word for it.
The power of the mansion was bustling. The adults gathered, worrying about the health of this sudden guest.
Well, if she's able to walk all the way to the Rose Garden by herself, her life probably isn't in danger.
It always helps to be prepared. It's probably all thanks to the life jacket. Without that, she might have drowned.
What kind of girl was she? Older or younger than George or Jessica? She was younger than Jessica. She wore a life jacket and swimsuit. It looked like she was all tired out. If she washed up somewhere near the harbor, that must have been a rare bit of luck amid disaster. It would have been terrible if she landed on the opposite side of the island.
Still, you have to feel sorry for her. With this weather, the boats won't be coming. I imagine she'll also be stuck on this island all day tomorrow. At that moment, the door clunked open, and everyone looked in that direction. It was a goat guy.
No!
He ate them all.
Oh, no, goat people, what?
Goats, goat, go to Toshiro.
Would anyone like some tea?
It was Goda and Cannon, with the latter pushing a serving cart laden with a tea set. Goda understood well that doing a little extra at times like this would earn him points. The relatives, hungry for information, crowded around Goda. He ordered Cannon to serve the tea and became the sole object of the relatives' attention.
Goda, how's that kid doing? Does it look like she's okay?
Well, I don't know about that, but there is no need to worry. Dr. Nanjo is giving his full attention to taking care of her, and Kumasawa and Shannon are with him. Please have no fears. Why not relax with some black tea for now? Come, Cannon. Quickly, quickly, serve it, serve it.
Fuck you.
Cannon knew this tea was just Goda's way of earning points, so he lined the cups up with a slightly sullen air.
Ooh, I'll help too.
No, fuck off, Maria. It's okay. You can just wait there, Maria.
Ooh, I want to serve tea too. Didn't you talk with Dr. Nanjo? Did he say anything?
Yes, when I met him a short while ago, he said that there weren't any serious external wounds, from what I could tell at a glance.
And, just as Goda had successfully captured the gazes of all present, and was about to start talking knowledgeably on the subject, Nanjo returned. Of course, Nanjo instantly became the center of attention. Cannon turned his back on Goda, who seemed downhearted.
Dr. Nanjo, how's her condition? Does it look like she'll be okay?
Not to worry, everyone. She is fine. She had no injuries at all. She seems to be quite worn out, but there shouldn't be anything to worry about tonight as long as she doesn't develop a fever.
That's good to hear. We're lucky enough to have a doctor, but this is no hospital.
Everyone was relieved to hear that the girl was in good health, when Nanjo gave the more detailed results of his examination, concluding by saying that she was young and should therefore be fine. Everyone who no longer fell under this description nodded in assent.
Ooh, boats really are scary. Fall. Balor was right.
Maria, let's not tell Battler about this.
Oh, Madam Grouse!
Goda, who had lost his nerve and was handing out cups, called out in an excessively loud voice. Apparently, he was that desperate to get everyone's attention.
Jeez, how needy. How is the guest?
Yes, sir. Her condition is not serious. I see. That's great. Where is she now?
I believe Kumasawa and Shannon were guiding her to the bath. They said they would get her some clothes afterwards.
In that case, they'll probably arrive here soon. Everyone, this may be the day of the family conference, but we have a guest brought here by an unfortunate accident. She wasn't invited, but I want you all to welcome her.
Who could disagree with that? I'm all for it.
Same here. Didn't Mom always tell us to be nice to girls?
Maybe, but you didn't need to make that your life's motto.
It's probably best if we call George and the rest over here too, and let's all greet her together. But wouldn't that just make her more uncomfortable?
Ava stood up and made a phone call to the guest house. At that moment, they heard the sound of a knock, followed by Genji's voice.
It is I, Genji, the
Whoa!
great of the
Western world
Whoa!
of the West.
Of the waist?
Of the East.
Oh.
The guest has arrived. At those words, everyone fell silent, and the people who had been sitting stood up straight. No slouching now, you got to meet new people.
No good.
Genji came in first, opening the door slowly, then moved off to the side, bowing deeply and urging the guests forwards. That's not the guest, that's old people and young people.
Whoa! Softens her character!
The guest had Shannon and Kumasawa following by her side, and even after seeing the large number of relatives waiting for her in the parlor, she didn't seem overawed in the slightest. Just this single point showed that this girl possessed a dignity appropriate for a guest invited in by the Ushiromiya family.
Furudo-sama, allow me to introduce you. This is the representative of the Ushiromiya family head, Ushiromiya Kraus.
Welcome to Rakunjima. Though you arrived due to an accident, you are a guest of the family. We welcome you. Please make yourself at home and relax however you please. Alright, thank you very much. Allow me to introduce myself. I'm called Furudo Erika. My deepest apologies for disturbing you members of the Ushimiya family like this. I'm truly grateful for the warm welcome I've received despite my status as an uninvited guest.
This was greeted by an impressed sigh arising equally from all corners of the room. The clothes she had been wearing were probably Jessica's formal wear from long ago, but the composure of her introduction didn't shame those clothes in the slightest. The girl's name was Furudo Erika. Remember, Higurashi?
I do.
I remember blue-haired girl. Her
I do
name
remember.
was Erika Furudo.
It's just all these games are just witches playing with self-insert characters.
She looked slightly younger than Badler and Jessica, but her composure and mannerisms were beyond what anyone would have expected from a high schooler, almost as though she was a well-to-do family's daughter.
Wait a sec, who the heck is this?
With an incompetent like you as the main character piece, the game wouldn't go anywhere. That's why I've placed myself there as a piece.
Yeah, self-insert.
Well, it's just a bit of a bonus. Even in a closed circle, it'd get boring to see the same crew every single time, right?
Quit messing around. This piece doesn't exist on Beato's game board. Beato and I won't acknowledge it.
This is Beato's game board, right? If Beato refuses, then I'll consider it. What do you say, Beato?
Okay, I guess she doesn't have anything to say.
Guess she doesn't. Alright, I guess we can play this piece.
Okay. Beato was unable to answer, and Delta grinned triumphantly.
Wanna try complaining about the rules and stepping down from the game? Isn't that a favorite move of you mystery people? If that's even a tiny element that goes against your expectations, you throw a tantrum and totally stop thinking.
Ugh.
Don't worry. I'll make a detective proclamation regarding this piece.
A detective proclamation?
I proclaim that Furudo Erika is the detective. The detective isn't a culprit. No proof is needed to show this. In short, there is absolutely no need to suspect this girl. Even if she appears as a human piece from now on, you can build theories the same as you always did. Get it?
That's Nox's seventh right. It is forbidden for the detective to be the culprit. There was an exception clause in the original, but for this game, the detective isn't a culprit has been proclaimed in red, so you don't need to consider the exception. I hate word games, so I'll say this in red too. Furudo Erika is not the culprit.
Repeat it. Furudo Erika had no influence on any of Beato's games before now.
Sure, no prob. Furudo Erika had no influence on any of Beato's games before now. She's nothing more than an extra character who appears for the first time this round. She does not exist in the worlds before this one, nor does she influence them.
So what does that do to the number of the people on this island right now?
Of course, it's +1 from the previous number, but don't worry. Furudo Erika only increases it by 1 person. Not 2, not 3.
One.
Besides her, the number of people on this island is exactly the same as it was in the previous games.
So it was 19. 18.
18 people.
18.
Because Kinzo's dead.
Right.
Yeah, there's only 17 people. For reals.
For reals,
Now
reals.
there's 18 people. Now there's 18.
Okay.
But she's not a culprit, and we know that.
Nope. She's just a person.
At that time, the sound of people dashing down a corridor could be heard. It was Batwort, George, and Jessica who had come from the guest house after being called here by Ava. They immediately spotted a guest they didn't recognize, and they murdered her.
No,
And their
no.
eyes went wide.
Whoa, who are you? Ooh, a guest. She came by falling. Huh? Fall? Genji, who is this person?
This is a guest, Furudo Erika. Furudo, this is the daughter of the family, Jessica, along with her cousins George and Battler.
Okay, nice to meet you. I'm Ushima Jessica. Yo, what up? My name is Furudo Erika. I'm very pleased to meet you.
Though Batwort, George, and Jessica didn't have a clue what was going on and were totally bewildered, they each introduced themselves. Isn't that convenient? This way, the number of people is clear. The people in the guest house have joined up with the rest, and now all of the pieces except for Kinzo, all of the humans, have gathered in the parlor.
Looks like it. In other words, the number of people in this parlor now is equal to the total number of people on this island.
There were supposedly 18 people on the island, but since grandfather's actually dead, that became 17, and now one piece of burn houses has been added.
The number of humans, I think this is bad.
No, the number of humans on this island has returned to 18. I glanced around the humans in the parlor. Oh. The guest, Furudo Erika. And behind her, Kumasawa and Shannon. Off to the side was Genji. Uncle Cross and Aunt Nancy were welcoming the guest. Goda immediately started showing off, and Ken was being sociable, wearing his usual blank expression. There was Dad and Kirie, Aunt Ava and Uncle Hideyoshi, and Rosa and Maria, and Dr. Nanjo. Down on either side of me were George and Jessica. This is everyone, the true number of people on the island at this moment. Well, over Sushimi is. Please don't feel obligated to call us by our family name. I'm George. And I'm Battler. Nice to meet you. Yo, thank you very much, George. Battler. I'd be pleased if you would call me Erika. Nice to meet you, Erika.
It was decided that Erika would be welcomed like a guest and allowed to borrow the bedroom next to the cousin room on the second floor of the guest house. In front of all the relatives, she had seemed dignified and a bit stiff. However, as she talked with George and Jessica, her expression began to soften gradually. And so, the detective Furudo Erika was placed on the game board.
Detective? Man.
I'm surprised Jessica's old clothes suit her so well.
Kumasawa made the decision on her own to use Milady's old clothes. Please forgive her.
The clothes Erika wore were Jessica's old formal attire. Though the guest possessed a dignity that would put most adults to shame, her body was still physically similar to a middle schooler's. Jessica's old clothes fit her perfectly.
Not to worry, they match this guest perfectly. If she likes them, we might even let her keep them as a sign of our friendship.
Certainly. Thank you very much.
Have you contacted the police and her family?
Yes, they seem to have been quite distressed.
By the way, our guest really was involved in an accident, right?
She herself said she fell from a boat as it was returning to port.
Is there anything to back up that claim?
I checked with the Coast Guard. It seems she fell from the rear of a pleasure boat, unnoticed by the others on board. We don't know the exact location she fell from, but it was probably somewhere near this island.
It was foolish to play on a boat with such a bad weather forecast.
However, is it really conceivable that she nearly drowned in the nearby waters and drifted to this island?
It is not impossible. Tales of drifters washing ashore exist in several of the islands around this area. And I guess if she had a life jacket.
Yeah, I guess you just survive until you finally, by dumb luck, scratch upon an island.
Yeah. I believe it likely that an accident occurred, where in the middle of a typhoon it would not be possible to land a boat anywhere on this island. Genji had already considered what she now suspected. Natsu probably suspected that this mysterious guest who had arrived during the already high-stress family conference might be the agent of some conspiracy. So Genji had already checked to make sure that the accident was real, that Furudo Erika was a real name, and that there was nothing suspicious going on. Nothing suspicious.
Nothing.
I understand. My husband has ordered that she be politely entertained. Make sure that there are no blunders. However, you do understand, don't you?
Yes, I won't let her anywhere near the family conference. After dinner, I will see that she retires to the guest house.
Make sure they don't start trying to force us to let her meet father or anything like that.
Of course, I will keep that in mind.
Oh, Furudo Erika was it? It's rare for guests to come here to Rakanjima. Doesn't this look like it'll be interesting? She's probably Lady Berncastel's piece, though she will follow the rules of humans. The player is a witch. We mustn't underestimate her. Humph, there is no problem. Even if she were Lady Berncastel herself, since she's human, she's no match for us. After all, we have Gop with us. Humans certainly cannot win against Gop. Thanks. Still, it's not a good idea to overestimate yourself. The definition of a witch doesn't only imply the ability to use magic. True. A joker in the eye of a typhoon. That is what a witch is. Humph. I'm the only one who gets to call herself a witch on this Rakanjima. Oh, Lei, the Golden Witch and Endless Witch, Beatrice. Let's see how good Lady Berncastel's next piece after Anji is. I intend to watch very closely.
Ooh.
Ooh. So what do you think of Furudo Erika?
I think she's probably killed like at least 8 people.
Okay, makes sense.
Mm-hmm. You know, this gangster growing up in the Bronx.
In the game. Oh yeah, that's where she grew up.
Yep.
Erika is fucking crazy, man. I don't mess with Erika.
No, don't do it. She'll fucking detective your ass.
She has her own tip. You get to read it.
I get to read it? Alright.
Yeah.
Furudo Erika fell from the pleasure boat Eternal Maid 2, mid-cruise in the waters near Rakanjima. October 4th, 1986, she drifted to Rakanjima, and the Yoshimi family welcomed her as guest. She managed to drift to the island unharmed thanks to several miracles, including the fact that she was wearing a life jacket.
Darn miracles.
Darn miracles. Why can't everybody just die?
Yeah, I don't see any... I don't see anything else here.
No.
So, let's end it there.
Yeah, let's end it. Thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching. We'll be back with Gangster Furudo. Oh wait, there is another one. Oh, there's a new one. It's Furudo Erika, but it's on the magic screen. We gotta read that one.
Oh, what the fuck? I see it. Furudo Erika, Berncastel's double and servant, as a piece who has manifested in the human world. Because she is human, she cannot use magic and the like. However, she can appeal to Berncastel on a higher level plane to obtain miracles and various authorities she can use. So it would probably be no exaggeration to call her a human capable of wielding the power of a witch. Though through Berncastel, she has been given the detective's authority while on the game board.
And then there's next.
Oh yeah. Therefore, even though she is an outsider to the Ushimi family, she possesses the right to demand full attention from everyone when speaking, the right to advance proceedings, the right to investigate the crime scene before the police arrive, and many other special abilities. She gets the pleasure from the process of solving riddles, but her greatest joy comes from using that victory to sneer at others. Huh. What a bitch.
Oh, I think that's everything, man.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll come back next time with more Umineko.
Yay!
Yay.
Bye, bye,
Bye.
bye, bye, bye.
Goodbye.